Hi guys, in this lesson we will explain the sort values method in Pandas, which is considered as one of the most commonly used methods. Let's first create a new file and call it sort values method. Sort values. Before explaining it, let's try to import our library and data. Import pandas spd, click shift enter. And now if I go back here in the data folder, I have a file name called home site by countries. I will put this file in the description below. You can go and download and practice it. Let's come here. In order to read it, I will type in the pd read csv, then one step back / data folder, and here the file name. And now if I print it out like that, you could see that it will print out the result. This is the first 5 rows in our data. And now let's try to explain the sort values. Sort values method in Pandas sorts the values in an ascending or descending order. It means that it just sorts your data based on the column value. Let's first see it in an example. We will start with string columns here. Let's type in the df, the name of the column. Let's pick up the location column here. Location. And then I will add in what our method name called sort values, and see what will it print. You could see it will just sort these values in ascending order. By default, it sorts it in for string values in an alphabetical order. If I type in the ascending equals false, and click shift enter, you could see that it will just convert this or print them in a reverse order. If I type in the tail here, we could clearly see that the last 5 or 6 rows here are these rows starting from Zimbabwe, and here sort values just reverse them and print these rows in a descending order or in reverse order for string values here. But for numbers, if I just copy this one and type in, instead of the location, I will just type in this, pick up this year here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and run it. You could clearly see that it will just sort these values in a descending order. From 2021, it just continues to decrease this number to 2020 and ends with 2006. But you should pay attention that while you are working with these numbers, when you want to try to sort these numbers, your column numbers or values should be numerical numbers, because otherwise it will not sort them properly. If I try to print out the data types of the columns, let's say I want to check the data type of the year column here, you could see that it is the integer here, and that's why it has converted or sorted or values in a descending or ascending order. True here. You could see it works perfectly for all values here. And as I said, we have also another structure for these sort values. If we have called the column name, and then we have just combined these sort values to the column name here and here, but we could do it another way. Another way is just typing the data frame itself, calling the data frame, and then directly call the method name called sort values here, and inside of these parentheses you could type in what the name of the column you want to sort. Let's type in the subregion here, this column, subregion. and then I will do what? Just assign the parameter if I want. Sending equals, let's say I want to type in the false. You could say that it will print the subregion values in descending order or in reverse order, starting with W here. Basically, this syntax is much more easier than this one, but it doesn't matter. You can use either this one or this one. But there is a trick here. These sort value, if we just sort them, these columns, it's not changing our data itself. It's not affecting our data. If I just call the data itself again, you could see everything has been changed to the previous stage here, in spite of the fact that I have already changed the sort values of this column and this column here. Nothing is being changed in our data frame. Hence, this function or this syntax just does not affect our data. We need to reassign it to the variable. Let's just reassign it to the variable to make it work. Var, if I type in the var equals to this is the variable name to this function, and call it the var here. First run it here and call this var variable. You will be able to see or converted sort valued column here, this data. But we have an in place true parameter inside of the as an argument inside this could be placed inside of the sort values, and this parameter makes it permanent by overwriting our existing data. Let's see what do I mean. Let's first create I have the data frame here, right? And if I want to print out the copy of it, I can just type in df2 equals to df copy method and click shift enter. And now if I print it out, we already know what does it mean. This copy method just copies your data frame to another variable. Now we have this variable here, and here I want to call the sort values with the help of the in place parameter. First I will do what? I will pick up this column name, and this could be what the location. We have a column name location. Let's pick that up, location, and then I will add what? Let's try to sort it another way, in a second way. Df sort values, right? And now I will type in the column name first, location, then I will give a parameter called ascending equals to, as an example, it might be false, right? If I click shift enter, it will sort our location in a reverse order starting from Z, but again I have called this with the df1 df, but I will do it with df2 as again the result is the same. But if I just call this df2, it hasn't changed it yet. You could see that although we have changed it here, and calling it back, it hasn't changed anything, in spite of the fact that we have combined this method to this variable here. But if I add the in place true parameter here, in place equals to true, and click shift enter, right, and run this variable here, you could see that this parameter will do what? It just make the permanent this written function here, and it will just overwrite our existing data to a new syntax here, like this one, Zimbabwe, Zambia, starting with Z here. And now we can even sort the columns or multiple columns at once. In order to do that, I will type in the variable name which holds our data frame df2, then again the sort values method, and now I will do what? I will just give a list and assign inside of the list. I will create tool location and rate. Do we have a rate? Yes, we have a rate here. Rate column names. We want to sort them. If I type in the ascending order, let's type in just like false and click enter. You could see from here that this parameter has sorted both of these columns here. What will do, it basically does, it just first it takes the element, the first element, and sort it, and then it will go to another one. But they are both sorted in a descending order. But what if I want one of them to sort in ascending and another in a descending order? In order to do that, first, as I have said before, if we want to combine, this one is a numeric data, we have a numeric data, as this one is a string. Before just sorting them, make sure that your data types is correct, as I have mentioned here. These data types, like this one, I have already checked that we have no problems with here. That's why I can freely sort it. And now if I just try to add the false and true and click shift enter, it will sort both columns here. What does it mean? That this location column is sorted in a descending order because ascending is assigned as a false, while this column is called in ascending order here. You can see true is assigned for this rate here. And in here you could even notice it. I think that you will be able to notice it. If we could have two Zimbabwe here, they might be, or to Zambia, or the names with the same. Let's try to check it for Africa and click shift enter. What's the problem? I have no Africa region, sorry. Let's try to check it for region. Click shift enter. You could see that the rate here is just increasing. It continues to increase for the Oceania here, while this Oceania is just counted as in a reverse way. It starts this region from the reverse order, while this rate is just ascending, or is continues to increase here.